I'm not one of those devotees who's looking for Krishna.
No, you need to sell them.
Okay, I may have found it. I found it. I was one verse away. Isn't that amazing?
Wonderful.
I was turning the pages. I thought, this is ridiculous. I still can't find it. And it was it's like that on the path of devotion sometimes. Okay, now look, the box has been opened now. It cannot be, it's got to be sold now. You can't possibly take this box to a new customer with the book opened. Who wants to buy it? Krishna Chandra. Rainbow! Jai. Here we go.
Well done.
Here we go.
Maharaj, if you tell us...
That is a Krishna Talwa's credit there.
If you tell us the verse number, we can bring it up on the TV.
You can put it on the television. It's nice. It's BBC? BBC?
KBC, Krishna Broadcasting.
KBC, Krishna Broadcasting Company. Or Bhaktivedanta Book Company, BBC. Or Bhaktivedanta Broadcasting. Okay, it's a very unusual verse. You may have heard of it before. It is chapter 7, verse 76. That's you may never have heard this verse before. This is a revolutionary verse which will wake us all up. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagadam Dadati Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nevasesha Sunyavadi Pastachare Shatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we want you to learn a verse. A very special verse. You may never have heard it before. So we may not have learnt this verse. We may not have understood the import of this verse, which we're going to. I don't know if it's on the television already.
It's coming up.
It's just now coming up. Oh, one thing is, I don't have any neck beads. You've got to bring some neck beads. New ones. Okay. And a garland for Krishna Talvar Prabhu, and a garland for the priest. They're coming, just now coming.
Yeah, the garland for Prabhuji is here, and the priest doesn't want to come.
Well, I don't care if he does or doesn't. He has no say in the matter whatsoever. He gets one.
Actually, he prepared them, so he didn't provision for it.
You have to get one from upstairs. Have I got one upstairs? I don't know if they gave me one this morning. I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. Oh, have I got two? No. I don't know if there's another one.
There it is.
And our priest, are you over? Where's the priest? I can't see him. Oh, there he is, hiding behind others. Shyly hiding there, humbly hiding behind all these big devotees. Okay, look, I got terrible memory nowadays. What's Prabhu's name?
Saravagya Krishna.
Darvagya?
Saravagya.
Huh? Saravagya Krishna Prabhu. I'm going to give a talk now, and then we'll start with the Achaman, changing of the neck beads, and etc. Is that okay? Do it in one stretch. Is that all right?
Yeah.
It'll be easier. Okay, got it. Because sometimes they do that in the beginning and then speak and then like that. But we'll do it all in 2 blocks, okay, rather than 3. Good. So where are we? We are about to hear a very, very, very important instruction from none other than Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. who received this instruction from none other than his initiating spiritual master. Now, can you believe it? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of all knowledge, all various disciplic successions of all kinds ultimately descend from him. Everyone is, coming from Krishna, yet he himself takes initiation into the Sampradaya. Isn't it? You could say he's showing by example. He likes to glorify his devotees, to emphasize, and not just emphasize, to make it emphatically clear that initiation is an essential step in one's spiritual life. When it is another thing. But actual initiation is more than just a ceremony and a name change and whatever other little things that go along with it. It is in the heart. Acceptance in the heart. Accepting what? Well, many things. Accepting that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Accepting that Krishna is approached through his devotees. Accepting that my role is eternal. What does Lord Chaitanya say about our eternal role? What's our eternal role? More than that. What does he say? At the Rath Yatra in Puri, Lord Chaitanya quoted this verse. Pardon? Gopal Bhatta? Gopi Bhatta. Gopi Bhatta. Is it? You got it between you all. You got it. I couldn't remember it. I think you got it. Yes. What did he say? Naham vipro na chanarapatir na pi vaisho na shudro. Naham vani na shagir patir no vanasto yatirva. Kintu praja nikila paramananda ponamritabder. Go pir bhartor parakamalam. Dasa 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 dasa. Dasa 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 anadasa ha. What does that mean? Come on! What's up with you? Wake up! You're supposed to be Ishan Das, personal servant of Mother Sachi. Sorry, relax. What does it mean? There's a hand going up.
I am not a Brahmin.
Okay, what are you doing there then if you're not a Brahmin? What are you doing sitting there? What are you if you're not a Brahmin?
I am the servant of Krishna who is maintainer of gopis.
That's all? That's all you are? Nothing more than that. You're a speck of dust. You are a speck of dust. Is that right? Prabhupada said, a spark. You're a spark. Nothing more than a spark. Sometimes Prabhupada said that to Andivar. You're simply a spark. Yes, as Sabhya Prabhu says that we are, in brief, you've summarized, you could say, I'm not a Brahmin. I'm not a what?
Kshatriya?
A what not? You're not a Kshatriya, okay? Even though you come from Nepal, you're not a Kshatriya, okay? No Gurkha. I'm not a what? You're not a Vaishya. Who's a Vaishya here? Who's the businessman here? You're the businessman, huh? A big businessman. You're a Krishna Talva Prabhu, you're a businessman. He was running a restaurant in Liverpool. How many years?
7 years ago.
How many years did you run it? 30?
More than 40 years.
More than 40 years he had a restaurant in Liverpool. Even the Beatles used to come to his restaurant regularly, right? No. I thought you were in Liverpool. I thought they must have come to your restaurant. Anyway, he had a restaurant for 40 years. Some kind of business, huh? He retired 7 years ago.
7 years.
Moved back to Birmingham. Back to the Holy Land. To Birmingham. And of course Liverpool is the Holy Land in many people's minds. But for many of those 30 years, or 40 years, from 86 you started your restaurant? What time did you start your restaurant? 86?
Yeah, I was 80 years old when I started.
80.
80.
18.
I started in 1969.
Oh, in the very beginning stages.
Yeah, very beginning. I was working somewhere in a restaurant. Then I was a partner in 1973.
Ah, and you started the
Then
restaurant.
Carry on. Yeah.
Wow. So Vaishya, but you're not a Vaishya. You're a Vaishnava. Servant of the servant's servant. You're not a Sudra. We may be Sudra mentality. We may be this type or that type. But that's just a temporary designation, isn't it? Yes? And what else? Are you a sannyasi? Are you a sannyasi? Grihasta? Vanaprastha? This is being recorded. Maybe your wife is watching this, so be careful. Are you a brahmachari? What are you? You should be a brahmachari at least. Got to be something.
I don't know who I am.
He doesn't know who he is. Goodness gracious. What is the Hare Krishna? Everybody in this movement, they don't know who they are. He doesn't know who he is. You know who you are?
We don't know what we are.
Well, what are we doing here? This is a funny place.
Trying to find out.
Funny place. Nobody knows who they are. What do you think, Sachi? You know who you are?
Yeah, it's a son of Krishna.
He's one of those servants of Krishna. He's not a servant of the servant. It's the beginning stage of realization, isn't it? You can't understand your eternal nature. Even in the material world, it's hard to understand our nature. What to speak of our eternal nature? As you rightly said, many of you, I don't know exactly who I am in terms of what in relationship with Krishna. But this is the foundation. Without this understanding and realization that I am the eternal servant of the Lord, servant. And it's not just a name, an address, a theory. It's a realization that that's our position, to serve the Vaishnavas. Huh? So we're not a grihasta either. I mean, temporarily we could say we're acting in that particular role of life, or as a sannyasi or a brahmachari. No one's following perfectly, by the way. Nobody. Prabhupada said that very clearly, that neither Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra, no one is perfectly following this. Nobody. It's not possible in this material world to be perfect, especially in Kali Yuga. Not perfect. Therefore, let's see what Krishna says. Let's see what Lord Chaitanya says. When Lord Chaitanya was in Varanasi, how many of you have been to Varanasi? Madhava has been to Varanasi before you became a devotee, or after, or
I
both?
was in the process, I think.
Huh?
I was in the process of...
In the process of what?
I mean, I hadn't taken initiation till then, but I joined the ISKCON movement when I was a student.
Oh, in Varanasi.
No.
You were studying Mayavad philosophy.
I went to Varanasi for work, Maharaj.
Oh, for work? Huh?
Yeah.
My goodness. Wonderful. So Varanasi, as most of you know, Benares, Kashi, different names are given to that holy place, is mainly, and not exclusively, mainly a seat of the Mayavadi, or the whatever, derivatives of the Shankara Sampradaya or similar kind of Mayavadi or impersonal Sampradayas have very prominent there, very prominent. And it's like their seat is, to us Vrindavan is their seat, and to other Vaishnavas it may be Srirangam and so on, but that's one of their main. I mean, there are other places in India too, but that's probably world famous, most famous holy place. One of them in India, isn't it? Rishikesh, Varanasi. These are maybe two of the most internationally famous places. So Lord Chaitanya went there. He made a special arrangement that he sent some of his devotees there. Tapan Mishra Chandrasekharacharya were a few of the very few Vaishnavas living there. A very comfortable place to live. You might think that Manchester is comfortable or not, I don't know. Out of the 1 million people or 2 million people in this area, maybe there's a few hundred devotees, is it? Something like that. So it's a very small number. In some cities, there's only Very few devotees. Out of millions of people in Cairo, maybe there's 20 million, 15 million people, maybe one devotee, I don't even know. So, you imagine you're in a place with no devotees. So those devotees were very isolated. Lord Chaitanya came there to see those devotees, and he particularly came there for other reasons too. The famous siksha which he gave there. Who did he give the siksha to?
Sarvabhauma.
You've never been to India, have you?
Sanatan Goswami.
Sanatan Goswami, thank you. Yeah. Getting too old, you're forgetting things.
Must be that moment.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah. Once you get under 18, your memory starts disappearing. Young people nowadays, sometimes they got this all kinds of weird syndromes, attention span deficiency, all kinds of weird things. They can't sit more than 2 seconds without getting itchy feet, Right? You boys are doing good this morning. You're still here at least after 5 minutes. Let's see in 10 minutes if you're still sitting there. Okay, so he went there for that reason, to give instruction to Sanatan Goswami. He could have done it anywhere, but he chose Varanasi, interestingly enough, for various reasons. And he also went there to give a sangha to Chandrasekhar Acharya Tapan Mishra. So if you read the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are 5 main sikshas, or instructions. You mentioned one, Sarvabhauma. That took place in Jagannath Puri. And the teaching to Rupa Goswami took place where? No, to Rupa Goswami. Where did it take? Prayag. Allahabad. And the other one, Ramananda Roy, where did that take place?
That's near Godavari.
On the Godavari, place called Kovur, near Rajamahendri, on the river Godavari. And the other 2 both took place in Varanasi. Isn't that interesting? They both took place. One to Sanatana Goswami, and the other one?
Prabodhananda Saraswati.
No.
Tapan.
No.
He's a Mayavadi.
Prakashananda Saraswati. A major breakthrough in the Sankirtan movement, Major. Major. I mean, Sanatana Goswami's teachings are huge if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita. They're 8 times longer than the ones to Rupa Goswami. Of course, that doesn't mean he spent 8 times, but what's written in the Chaitanya Charitamrita is mostly Sanatana Goswami Siksha, not Rupa Siksha. I mean, Rupa, of course, we know that he was empowered with this prime responsibility to reveal those teachings. But the Lord taught Sanatana Goswami for a long time there in Varanasi. But today we're going to hear about Prakashananda. We've got 30 seconds left, so plenty of time.
We're okay, Maharaj.
I know we're okay, but the time doesn't look okay. To do. At least you're okay, I don't know about me. Anyway, okay, take our time. We're flexible, Manchester flexible time. Okay, we hear how Lord Chaitanya was there, and he was a sannyasi. He'd been initiated by then. He was initiated by who? As a sannyasi? Well, his Guru Maharaj. It's a sannyas, not his Guru Maharaj, it's a sannyas guru. Who was his sannyas guru? Keshava Bharati, who happened to be in a line of sannyasis. Yeah, they were in the line of Shankaracharya, Mayavad sannyasis. So in one sense, Lord Chaitanya was initiated in the line of Mayavad sannyas. Reason being, the sannyasis in Varanasi were thinking he's one of us. Not a very elevated Bharati. Bharati are not considered to be a particularly elevated line of sannyas, but still, nonetheless, it is a line of sannyas accepted by the Mayavadis. So they thought he's one of us. What is this sannyasi doing? There's something wrong with him. He's behaving like an idiot. He's jumping around and singing, and he's not studying the Vedanta. Not studying the Vedanta. You studied the Vedanta? Not yet. Okay, good. You take sannyas. He's not studying the Vedanta. So they were a little bit, critical of him. So, Lord Chaitanya knew everything that was going on, but this was painful to the devotees. There happened to be one Vaishnava Brahmin in Varanasi at the time, and by the arrangement of the Lord, he invited all the primary, I don't know about all, but many, hundreds and hundreds of sannyasis to his home one day, maybe for prasadam or whatever. And he also invited Lord Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He invited him to his home. So, normally Vaishnava sannyasis are not very keen to associate with Mayavadi sannyasis. It's not very palatable. They don't accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They don't even like to chant His holy names. They don't see themselves as the eternal servants of the servants, humble. They're proud. They think they know the Vedanta. They think they're God. They think we're all God. This is the epitome. It doesn't come over. They may be very humble in their external behavior, but their internal consciousness is very proud because they think they're God. This is the highest form of pride you can imagine. I am God. Isn't it? Can you think of anything more egotistical than that? Yes or no? No? Does that mean in India sometimes you go like this?
No.
No, okay. Very clever Indian people. What do you think of this? You think it's right or wrong? You see? Yeah. he's learned the art. So they invited him to this Sangha. So Lord Chaitanya had a plan. He went there, and what did he do?
He sat near the place where they wash their feet.
Is there a picture here? I can't see. It's all shiny. Oh yeah, there is. Actually, isn't that amazing? There's a print up on the wall there in a frame, right behind Krishna Talvar Prabhu. There's a picture of Lord Chaitanya sitting on the floor in the place where the other sannyasi would come and wash their feet upon entry into the hall or whatever it was, courtyard. And Lord Chaitanya was sitting there. In other words, putting himself in a very lowly position, below everybody else. So at the same time, being Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the sannyasis who were there, the Mayavadi sannyasis, they were all very surprised to see this, and at the same time they could see, it looks like he's the Supreme Brahman or something, He must have reached the level of Brahman or something. He was like the sun shining from him. Lord Chaitanya manifesting a beautiful aura, a ray, like shining, The sun. I can't see anything from here. The reflection is on the screen, but that was the idea. They saw him like that he seemed to be manifesting the Brahman effulgence, practically speaking. So the leader, Prakashananda, went over and it created a degree of humility in his heart. And he invited him, please come, why are you sitting here? You were, exalted, you were a sannyasi, please come and join us in our family. So Lord Chaitanya accepted, and they started to speak. And Prakashananda said, so you are a sannyasi. Why do you indulge in chanting and dancing, engaging in your Sankirtan movement in the company of fanatics? Why do you do this? This is not right for a sannyasi. Meditation, study of Vedanta are the sole duties of a sannyasi. Why do you abandon these to dance with fanatics? Because maybe at 88 years of age, you may not be able to dance like you'd like to. I know you'd love to jump up and down and dance with everyone, but sometimes as you get older, the body doesn't agree. It has another limitation. Well, what to do? And then he said, you look as brilliant as if you were Narayan himself. Will you kindly explain the reason that you have adopted the behavior of lower class people? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied to Prakashananda Saraswati. And what did he say? He said, kindly, my dear sir, kindly hear the reason. What did he say? My spiritual master. Who was the spiritual master? Ishvarapuri. And what did he say? Ishvarapuri said to Lord Chaitanya, what did he say? What did he say to him? Are you okay? Everything all right? Where are you from? What did he say to him? Are you hungry?
He said, that I'm a fool and that's...
Said you're a fool.
I am.
He said to Lord Chaitanya, can you imagine talking to the Supreme Personality of Godhead? I mean, we can understand we are fools, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishvara Puri, said to him, you are a fool? You are a fool? Would you say that to the Supreme Lord? Maybe and said, why have you given me such? Why are you giving me your mercy? I don't deserve anything. You must be a fool or something. So too. But no, why? What did he say? You are a fool. Of course, because he's spiritual master. Lord Chaitanya has taken the role. And therefore he chastised me. And what did he say? You are a fool. Ishvara Puri said. Then he said what?
Not qualified to study with...
You're not qualified to study... What are you studying again?
Yeah, I'm studying economics.
Huh?
Economics.
Economics. You're a fool. You're not qualified to study economics. Your teacher said. Only fools study economics. We come up with all these foolish things to study. What do you need to study? Economics. What does it mean? 1 + 1 = 2. If you spend £1, you've got £1 less. Simple as that. You've got £10, you spend £1, you've got £9. What more do you need to know? If you spend £11, you're in debt by £1. What more do you need to know? Isn't it amazing? They make the world so damn complicated, don't they? So complicated. So complicated. Over simple things. You just need to know how many bags of wheat, equals, equivalent to how many bags of, barley or whatever it is. You swap them over. That's all you need to know in economics. How to trade properly. That's what's needed. You know how to do that?
No.
God dear. Don't know where the world's coming to. You are not qualified to study economics. Vedanta. You are not qualified to study Vedanta philosophy. What do you study? What are you studying?
Studying maths.
Maths. See? Together you can work out 9 - 1 = 8. You can perhaps work it out and come up with a new economic formula. Okay. And what are you studying?
I'm also studying maths, Mara.
Oh boy, you'll have no problem there. You can even, maybe you can learn multiplication. Wow, we're highly advanced intellectuals here today. You are not qualified to study Vedanta philosophy, and therefore you must always chant the holy name of Krishna. This is the essence of all mantras or Vedic hymns. Simply, there's a long purport, simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna one can obtain freedom from material existence. Can you obtain freedom from material existence by mathematical formulas? By economic development? By becoming an auditor? You want to become an auditor or a chartered accountant or something?
Something like that.
Something like that. Can that give you freedom from birth and death?
No.
What do you want to be? Who else is studying? You, young lady, there must be studying. What are you studying?
Me?
Yeah. Everything. All the topics. General. You're still on the general stage of study. And then you'll specialize after a while in economics or mathematics or, whatever, engineering or whatever you do. So, yes. Quite amazing, huh? That can you gain freedom? Can the billionaires of the world gain freedom from birth and death?
No.
Can the certain neuroscientists gain freedom? Can what else? Who else is high up there on the charts? The latest IT specialist, does that give you freedom from birth and death? No. Even if you have this, what's this you were saying yesterday? AI, is that what it is? AI? Huh?
Yeah.
AI, what's that called? What is it? Artificial intelligence. Can they free you from birth and death?
No.
No. So what's the use of it all? Yes,
Can I add something to it?
maybe.
Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj used to send some food for Subhash Chandra Bose.
He used to send food.
Subhash Chandra Bose, who had the army to fight English people.
Prakashananda.
No,
It's
Subhash Chandra Bose.
I missed the first word.
He was a freedom fighter.
yeah, freedom fighter.
Who was?
Freedom
Who?
fighter and
Subhash Chandra Bose.
Oh, Subhash Chandra Bose, yeah.
And he had a army of 26,500, and he had tons of gold with him, and he used to send food for him. One day he visited Saraswati Maharaj and asked him, "You got a lot of monks? They are very handsome and very strong. How many you got?" He said, "Around 100. He said, "Give it to me." He said, "What for?" He said, "I want to free India." And he said, "How many soldiers you have got?" 26,500 and a lot of gold. He said, "Give to me, I will free the world."
Jai Haribo! Beautiful. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So, yes, so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here is really teaching you what the more important things in life are. Then he goes on. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can obtain freedom from material existence. Not freedom from the British, but freedom from material existence. Real liberation. And not just liberation, but simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Because this is taking place in Gaya, people go there to see Lord Vishnu's lotus feet. But even if you see the lotus feet, this is much deeper than that. I mean, to see it with our conditioned eyes is purifying. But to Takshri Krishna Namadi, to really see those lotus feet, we have to purify our senses. To be able to actually understand who we are, to understand who is Krishna, etc. For Krishna to reveal himself to us, purification of the heart has to take place. And that here is recommended by simply chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Very simple. And at your age now, 88, is the best thing to do. Of course, if you can study the Shastra, great. If you can do some service, fantastic. Physical service. If you can chant the holy name more and more, fantastic. What more? Old age can have a blessing in disguise. Some of you are retired maybe, and maybe you don't have business anymore, or maybe whatever. Of course, sometimes our children, for whatever reason, sometimes we have to look after the grandchildren. That happens too. I think you also have that somewhat responsibility right now for the grandchildren. Is that right? Somewhat. So try to chant as much as you can while you do that, for their benefit. You can benefit them by chanting in their presence as much as you can. Hare Krishna. So wherever situation, try to utilize it for devotional service. And then Prabhupada in that purport talks about the 10 offenses. Quickly mention the 10 offenses. What are they? Not going to comment on it. Number 1.
It's blaspheme devotees that have dedicated their lives to propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Number 2.
To consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
You know these, Krishna Talva Prabhupada?
Yes.
Great.
Number 3 is never disobey your guru.
That's right. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4.
It's a blasphemy of the Vedic literature and lives in pursuance of the Vedic version.
Number 5.
Consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
Number 6.
It's an interpretation of the holy names of the Lord.
Number 7.
Commit simple activities of strength of chanting the holy name.
Number 8.
Consider the chanting of Hare Krishna to be
Chanting
an auspicious
activities
offered in the Vedas and spiritual activities
Karmakanda. Number 9.
to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the name.
And number 10.
To not have complete faith in the whole chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments and understanding so many instructions
on this matter.
It is also an offense to be?
as well as chanting.
You said that very enthusiastically. You must be very attracted to that one. That's our constant companion almost, isn't it? To be inattentive while chanting. It's like our next door neighbor all the time, practically. You ever notice that? Inattention while chanting. Incredible, isn't it? There's more to it than that. We haven't got time to get into it today. Maybe in the next class we'll talk a bit about that more in the next session. Well, we'll talk about chanting, so we'll talk about the next session. Then he goes on. In this age of Kali, Nama vinu Kali Kali nahi aradham sarva mantra saranam e shastramarma. In this age of Kali, there is no other religious principle other than the chanting of the holy name, which is the essence of all Vedic hymns. This is the purport of all scriptures. And then, after describing the potency of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, my spiritual master taught me another verse, advising me to always keep the name within my heart. Excuse me, my throat. And the heart also. You always keep in your throat, there won't be room for anything else down there. Always chant the holy names and waste our time. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Heva Kevalam. Kalona Stevana Stevana Steva Gatirhanyata. Hare Krishna. So we're going to have to finish there. It's 11. We're going to get on with the Yagya now. 11:15, 11:20, I'm not sure. 11:17 right now. 1 minute fast. So we're going to get on with the program now. And we're going to start. Now, of course, our attention will be going now towards the Yagya, where the ceremony is going to be performed, and Sarvagya Prabhu is going to perform the ceremony. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have your assistant priest. And during this ceremony, we would appreciate if 4 devotees can read from 4 different shastras in the 4 corners of the room, more or less. You have pineapples here today, which is very nice. Normally we have cocoa nuts, but it looks like only pineapples grow in Manchester, no coconuts grow here. I didn't know pineapples grew here. This is such a warm tropical climate here. No problem growing pineapples up here. So, yeah, like the 4 Vedas, so 1 in each corner. The coconuts also represent that, but you know, even nicer to have the auspiciousness of Srila Prabhupada's books being read through any ceremony. There's a verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and you're quite familiar with it, I think. Mantratas tantratas chitam de kalahar vastutaha. This verse spoken by Shukracharya of all people, who's not normally considered to be one of our, Vaishnavacharyas, so to speak, or one of our teachers, but he's teaching, he has his role to play, and in this case, after condemning Bali Maharaj to go down to the lower planets, Lord Vishnu asked him, why did you do that? And he said, my Lord, this is your arrangement, not mine. Good excuse. Everything goes on by Krishna's arrangement. Whatever happens. Oh, there's nothing to do with me. It's, not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord, is old Hymnian. So anyway, he gave this answer, which was correct, actually. Everything was arranged by Krishna. And then he said, my Lord, he actually had no fault. He said, what's his fault? What was his fault then? Why did you curse him like this? He had no fault. He had no fault, because he chanted your holy name. Therefore he has no fault. And then Shukracharya quoted this verse, that even if all the mantras are wrong, and I'm not saying that our Brahmin today is going to chant the mantras wrong, but they're not going to be 100% perfect either. We all know that. We're not saying that the paraphernalia is all wrong, but we'll certainly find that some of it is not quite perfect. I'm not going to comment on what we've got there much more. And the pineapples are very nice. And whatever else. It's very nice. And the direction, I don't know if it's exactly direction according to Vastu. I don't know the magnetic north, south, east, west around here. But always something's not quite right. And I just saw someone touch their toe just now, their foot, which is also a reason to stop the yoga and start all over again. Or someone touches their nose or their mouth or ear or something. All these things are very strict in Vedic times. Exactly the time, is it auspicious? I don't know. Never bothered checking today. But there's all kinds of different things. Every moment in Manchester is auspicious. You don't need to check the time here. Manchester is known as the, beyond all the modes of nature. So probably, even though everything may be a little bit, out of whack, everything is counteracted by the auspiciousness of Manchester. Anyway, back to the reality. Shukracharya then continued to say how even if everything is wrong, simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, everything becomes perfect. Everything becomes nishchitam, faultless. Nam tava anusankaranam tava. Everything becomes, by chanting the name, everything becomes nishchitam. So we continue now with the proceedings. First, before you get namkarana, the name, first we're going to have achaman, change of neck beads, and a garland. Oh, you've got the garland. So neck beads, stay in the chair, no problem. But some Brahmin, or not necessarily Brahmin, but initiated devotee will now change your neck beads. And then you do the achaman. Either way around, you may want to do achaman first or neck beads first. Doesn't matter, whichever you like to do. Make it easy. You know how to do the achaman? Not everyone. You've got to chant the mantras. This is your job. Yeah, a lot of times these things are not taught nowadays, and especially when you're living away from the temple. Say it loud, we'll all chant together. Om. Om apavitra pavitro va sarvavastam gatopi va yaksmaret pundarikaksham savayabhyantarakshutahi. Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu. And that's a verse from the Vedas. Whether you're clean, pure or impure, within or without, no matter what you are, if you remember the lotus-eyed Lord, you become cleansed within and without. Remembrance of the Lord is the secret, isn't it? Smartavya satatam Vishnu, Vishmartavya najata chit. What's the purpose of all the rules and regulations? Is to remember Vishnu and never Krishna and never forget him. Thank you. So we're going to change Krishna Talva Prabhu's neck beads and maybe do the needful. You don't have to take everything off. It's not changing your shirt. If you're cold or uncomfortable, you can keep it on. Devotees who are senior in age, we don't have the same, considerations. Whatever you're comfortable with. Hare Krishna. So who's going to read Shastra? Which Shastra? 4 volunteers, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's one. Can you bring the, what's the Purana dealing with economics? I can't remember what's going on. The economic Purana. Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam over here, real spiritual economics. Bring the Srimad Bhagavatam. Somebody, here's the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Someone can read from this. Mataji, you stay here. You're going to come over here. No. You come over here. Srinivas, whatever your name is. Sit here. The mic's not for you. What you got the mic for? Give it back. You can sit there, Mataji. Someone with a Gita over there. Krishna Chandra, you want to read the Gita? And one over there with Nectar of Devotion or some Krishna book or something or another. You just read it in English and just read quietly, okay, throughout the whole ceremony. Not yet. I'll tell you. I'll say when to start. And we would ask, maybe, Radhika, would you like to lead a little quiet kirtan here? Very quiet, not very loud, so that the priest is not drowned out. He needs the microphone, maybe, the priest. Maybe the priest will need the microphone, yeah? Or maybe you can give him this microphone, something or another. So many microphones are here.
I think he has a...
Something or another. It'd be nice if the priest has one, and then the kirtan can be a little bit more, not too loud, but if he has a mic, it's not a problem.
Yeah, this is working.
There we go. Anyway, settle everything up, and once you're ready, neck beads have already been changed. Neck beads are changed, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing is you need please 2 devotees to help Krishna Tralva Prabhu to offer his obeisances, whatever is. It's a little impractical to come here, go there, come here, go there. I think we're going to make this simple. Can everyone listen, please? We're going to make this simple. We're going to ask Krishna Talvar Prabhu to offer his obeisances where he is to Prabhupada. Okay? I'm going to make it simple. It's not the normal order, but practicality. 2 devotees, please, to help him if he goes up and down. Okay? Do that. Who's going to help him? Okay, you're ready. So first of all, just where you are, don't go in front of the ISKCON, just where you are, offer obeisances to Prabhupada, on the ground.
From here.
Can you do that? If you can't do it, no problem. No, can't go down. No problem. Okay, just in your heart, you offer your obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. Bow your head. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gopani Pacharine Nirvise Shastanyavadi Pastacharine. Okay, now maybe you bring the chair with Krishna Talvar, probably can come up here. And same thing here with the chair. Help him if he needs to help get standing up. And then come here, bring the chair as well. We can take this table away, make it easier, please, right away. And sideways. Where's the camera? Is this being filmed or not? Okay. You should come here, please. Sorry. And the same thing, you offer your obeisances to myself. Pranam. You say that, no one else says it. You say it. Then to the deities. You can say it to the deities. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gopani Pacharine Nirvise Shastanyavadi Pastacharine. Hare Krishna. So Krishna Talvar Prabhu, any of your family members here? Just alone you came, right? These are all your family members. Every devotee is their family member. Sometimes in families we don't always get along with one of our brothers, sisters, uncles or aunts or whatever. Pardon? There's 2 conversations going on at once here. I think that Brahmin up there that wants to take over. He's establishing his Brahminical authority now, I can see that. That's okay, but we're still in the same family. There will be sometimes little misunderstandings in families. I'm sure you've all had that experience. Uncle, aunt, somebody in the family you don't click with. But we still carry on. We're still in the same family. We just have to learn how to appreciate, adjust, etc., etc. So this is your family. You have a very big family, international, not only international, universal, and the whole spiritual world. Families in this world are so tiny. Even if there's 1 million members in your family, it's tiny. This is your family. So today we're officially entering into that family. You're already in it, but today's the official connection with the Parampara, the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, coming down from Lord Brahma to the present day through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and their recent acharyas. And we're trying to represent them here today a little bit, trying to serve them, to expand, Prabhupada writes, without expanding the number of devotees, there is no, without the increase of the number of devotees, then this Krishna consciousness movement is not expanding. So that's our duty, to increase the numbers, the members, one of them, as well as purify our heart and to grow ourselves spiritually, and that will ultimately help us to help others to grow. So this is our business, to try to increase the family of Vaishnava family in this world that we're in. Under the direction of Srila Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya, we're a representative there, acting somewhat like a peon. We hope that we can pass on the pure message and to initiate devotee Krishna Talvar today, Prabhu, into the shelter of Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON and into the shelter of the Sampradaya. So thank you very much for taking this responsibility and on your heart. So before we start, There should be a bead bag around me somewhere.
It's on you, Maharaj.
Where? Oh, here. The garland is so big I can't see it. There it comes. Whew. Heavy beads. We're going to ask, get yourselves ready with, not too loud, and some of us have hearing problems, but get ready for the crescendo. Boom, 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 bam, whatever you do. Horns, drums, cartels, I don't know what you do around here. Not harmonium. That's later. That's not quite the thing for this part of the ceremony. So, Krishna Talva Prabhu, can you tell me what the 4 regulative principles are?
First of all is a brain block, but I will tell you.
Your brain what? Little... relax. Yes, relax.
Yeah. No alcohol.
No alcohol.
Yeah, okay. Second one is no illicit sex.
No illicit sex.
Third is no meat eating.
No meat eating.
And no gambling.
No gambling, very good. No alcohol also includes other kinds of intoxications. Yeah. No intoxicants. Quite a big thing for Kali Yuga, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quite a big thing, let's face it, especially if much of your life you've been doing these different things, or some of them, not all of them, but some of them. It's not easy. The Western world probably thought it would be impossible, not impossible, he said, I don't know how these people will be able to follow this. As soon as I tell them this, they'll tell me, go back to India. Go home. He didn't expect people to follow. And even in India, it's not easy, is it? Some of the men like cricket and things like that, isn't it? Is it? Is it?
They're mad about it, yeah.
They're mad. Isn't it funny? How material energy is so powerful.
Tea and coffee.
Tea is another one for Indian people, isn't it?
Tea.
For Indians, tea, someone was telling me yesterday, you can't, I don't know about the ladies, but the men, as soon as they wake up in the morning, they've got to have a cup of tea before anything else. You've got to have your wake-up tea.
Only decaf.
Huh?
Only decaf.
Decaf, okay. yeah. We'll let you off. Decaf. Well done. Yeah, that's what Krishna's special, you could say, concession. Yeah. Decaf coffee, decaf tea.
No tea, no coffee.
No coffee, only decaf tea, and near beer, and what else is it? Vegetarian meat, all kinds of crazy things that you come up with now.
Prabhuji, can I say something?
I don't know. I was going to ask you something.
11 years ago, I met you here, and I wanted to become a devotee for Lord Krishna, and you asked me what I do. I told you that I do business, restaurant business. You asked me whether I sell liquor and meat. I said yes. You say first you have to sell it, your business.
Sell the liquor and meat? No, the business.
Sell your business. Then I decided I must sell it. I prepared my partner to take over my business, and he did that. Wow. And I am here today.
Jai Haribo! And your partner also gets some benefit from that, even though he may be doing things which we don't, like to do, or most people in the world are doing it, but he's got some agyata sukriti from that. He's got some good fortune from that, allowing you to go on your spiritual progress. Wonderful. Haribo.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Jai. Haribo. Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda. Shri Shri Gauranitai Ki Jai. And how many rounds on your beads daily?
20.
Oh.
I have already done 10 before I came here.
20 rounds. Does that qualify you or not? It's too much, isn't it?
Not too much.
No?
Not too much.
Not too much.
But coming back from Birmingham to here, I was doing mantras. Hare Krishna mantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
I
Hare
always do
Hare.
that.
Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Well, what to say? Thank you very much, and we pray that for the remainder of your time in this body you will continue to chant Hare Krishna right up
Hare
to the
Krishna.
moment you leave your body. And none of us know when that will be, by the way. We may be 88 years old, or 8 days old, or 8 years old, or 18 years old, whatever age it is. We cannot guarantee what's going to happen next. We have to prepare ourselves, isn't it?
We have to prepare ourselves. I'm preparing myself,
Yeah.
and I'm getting the signs of Lord Krishna Kripa and Guru Kripa on me. I can feel it.
Hare Krishna. Well, we also ask all the devotees here to please shower your good wishes, your blessings upon Krishna Talvar Prabhu for his spiritual life. Now Maharaj has joined us. Dayananda Maharaj is with us. Hare, Dayananda Maharaj has come. Thank you, Maharaj, for gracing the event. And he's also one of your Siksha guides in your spiritual life. I know that. We talked the other day about his meeting you in Birmingham. So I haven't had time much to consult. Everything happened quite quickly, and as far as being in Manchester goes, in terms of the program, etc. So what to say? There's unlimited beautiful names beginning with K. Can anyone think of a name of Krishna beginning with K? Can anyone think of a name of Krishna beginning with K? Pardon?
Kesava.
Kesava. Kesava.
Krishna?
Kesava.
K begins with... Oh, Keshava, okay.
Kanhaya.
Krishna. Kanaya, what a nice name. What else?
Krishna.
Krishna begins with K. The name of Krishna is Krishna's name of Krishna. What's that beautiful words? Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hey! Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hey! Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Rakshamam. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava.
Pahima.
Rakshamam. Last line.
Krishna Kesava.
Your name is Krishna Keshava Prabhu. Hare Krishna. You now take the beads. Hare Krishna. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Paimam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Paimam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Das, Das, Das. Don't forget the Das. Don't forget the Das.
Das, yes.
The Das.
Das
We
is
always
first.
have to remember the Das.
Das is the first.
That's the main name. That's their surname, right?
Das.
That's their family name. Das, Dasi. That's their family name. We all have other names, which are nice.
Mr. Das.
Mr. Das. Mr. and Mrs. Das. And Dasi. Mr. Das and Mrs. Dasi. Das. Always remember that. That's our eternal role. And the initiation is to help us to really remember that and to act more and more on that level, on that a constitutional position, whatever that means. That's our constitution, foundation of our constitution, our actual who are we? Yes, we're the servant of the servant, 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 servant. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now you can help Krishna Keshava Prabhu to return to the position near the Yajashal. You can put the beads in this bag, which I'll give you also. Here you go. Put the beads in the bag. That bag is for you. You can keep it, okay? You put some counting beads in there. And you can hang it round your neck if you want also. It goes nicely with the garland. Look at that. It's Nice garland. Nice goes with the beautiful color of the garland too. Look at that. Perfect color. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So now we're going to hand over to Sarvagya Prabhu to continue now. I'll come closer, I guess. I should also come closer, is that right?
Yes, Maharaj.
I'm not organizing this ceremony. And now we can begin with the readings, the 4 devotees. I don't know who's over